Hey guys, so considering everything that's just gone terribly wrong in 2020, a lot of people have been asking me, is it even worthwhile setting any kind of resolutions or goals for 2021? So before we get into it, I want to know from you, do you normally set resolutions? What kind of goals have you set in the past? I'm always really curious to know how people approach the new year and if you're into resolutions or not. So just let me know below if you normally set resolutions or not. And also, if you don't know me, I'm Dalia. What I do is I help professionals to get work that not only pays them well, but that they also love to do and that they're actually excited to get out of bed for in the morning. So this is a really important topic, resolutions, goals, because so many people have gotten burned out on, resolutions that didn't work out in the past. And so many people feel like, what's the point? Because we barely even know what's going to happen tomorrow. We couldn't have predicted all of the things that happened this past year. So what's the point of me setting goals? And the big problem with this is that a lot of people are getting cynical about goals and not setting any of them. But if you're not growing, you're dying. And so the solution isn't just to get all cynical and stop setting any kind of benchmarks for yourself and just start saying, well, go with the flow, live for the day and see what happens. Because then what I see happening is you're going to end up somewhere in life, but it's not going to be where you want to go. And you're going to just sort of go downhill in terms of how you feel about yourself because you're not growing, you're not working on yourself. You're just seeing where life takes you. And I rarely see I know that on paper when you say that it sounds good, go with the flow, live life, just see what happens. It sounds like that would make you happy, but actually that does not make people happy. That's where you see people kind of go with the flow and just live in the moment, and you see a lot of people end up actually really lost in life, and you see them doing a lot of things to try to find themselves, but really they never find themselves. That is what I see happening with those people. So goals are actually incredibly important, but obviously you need to have the right relationship with them so that they make you a more confident, more happy person versus someone who's more depressed because you feel like your whole life is a failure because you're not achieving the things that you set out to achieve. So let me know if you resonate with any of this. Has any of that happened to you where you've set goals and then you felt like a failure when you didn't achieve them? Or have you ever tried going the other way where you were just kind of go with the flow and maybe that left you a little bit, could have been fun for a while, but then it left you a little bit empty later on. So the solution to this is we need goals. We do need them because that's what makes you grow. The issue is that successful people don't set goals that really depend on external factors. And so that doesn't mean that external things won't happen in your life. It could be to end up in a brand new job. It could be that you want to achieve some external things that you don't have full control over, and that's fine. But in achieving those goals, you're focusing only on the things that are within your control. And so this is where I have a lot of people saying, okay, Dalia, I know that you're telling me that I need to work on finding, really honing in on what is my purpose in my career, what's my mission, what's the thing I want to be known for. I know you're telling me that I need to do the branding stuff, I need to build my reputation, I need to be accessing the hidden job market. I know, I should work on all those things. But is it really worthwhile when we have no idea what's going to happen in 2021? And who knows? All these things can go wrong. More people can be laid off, just like they did last year. Is there really a point in focusing on those things when we don't know what's going to happen in the current job market? And the answer is yes, of course. It never matters how uncertain your environment is. All that matters is that you focus on the things that are within your control. So this is such a big thing that I see people kind of take this cop out where they go, okay, environment is too uncertain, so I'm just going to wait. And that is the absolute worst thing that you can do, because this is where I see people like Ricardo. You guys might have seen the interview that we did a little while back, where he actually joined the program to work on these things when he had a good job. Like, he was in a pretty good place, but he knew he could be further ahead. He knew that there was more out there for him. And so even though we were in the middle of a pandemic and all these kind of things, he started the program. We worked on all of those pillars I just talked about. And he actually ended up losing his job. But because he had been working on all of these things within his control, he was able to get a new and better job, despite the layoff, within 2 days' time. whereas his boss unfortunately hadn't been working on those pillars, and someone who was supposed to be higher level than him, ended up back in the job market applying for jobs that he was way overqualified for because that was all he could get. So this is the kind of thing that can happen when you really focus on the things that are within your control. You forget about the circumstances and you just focus on what can I do, and don't get distracted. Don't get distracted by all of the unknowns. That is one of the biggest obstacles that I see for people, is that getting distracted by, oh, but there's no certainty. There is never going to be certainty. So we all need to learn how to operate in uncertain times. We all need to learn how to focus on what is within our control and how to be flexible, how to adjust. It's not this pass-fail thing that we've been set up to believe, where if you set a goal, you must achieve it, otherwise you're not results-driven, and then you are a failure, right? It's not like that. A goal is meant to grow you, and it's meant to be something exciting and inspirational. And if it's something that's too easy and too doable, that you basically set it as a goal, but 100% or 99% that you're going to definitely be able to make it happen, that's kind of boring. That's not going to make you the kind of person you want to be, who's like, wow, I can't believe I achieved this thing that, almost not in my wildest dreams would I have expected to have achieved that thing. Like, that is the kind of goal you want to have, and that's the kind of thing that's going to make you this really inspirational, excited person to even be around. And we need more people like that out there, more than those people who are just like, yep, I'm working on X, Y, and Z this year, should be done by the end of the year, end of the month. Yep, those are my targets. That's not really exciting. You want people who are working on things that seem almost impossible, almost unrealistic. So that's the first thing, is make sure you do set goals, don't take any cop-outs, and then make sure that you are focused on the things that are within your control, and you're going to start to see things transform for you. By the way, we did a 2020 review in the International Career Seeker Facebook group. So if you have not yet gone through that review, I would highly recommend you do that, because the goals that you're working on, it's not so much about, the first day of the year is some magical day when you need to set goals and then all your dreams will come true. It's more just, this is how we measure time, and you can look back at the year and see what your accomplishments are, and the way that you set your goals. It'll be really revealing to you. If you do a review of the last year, you see how you've grown, you see what are the things that are most affecting your life, and you can get a good idea of what your goals should be for the next year, just to make sure that the goals you're setting aren't like the easy goals and the things that seem doable, but rather the goals that are actually going to make you move forward, which are sometimes the ones that seem a little bit more unrealistic, but really, really important to do that. And if you guys need help with this, if you're feeling like, the lack of branding is affecting the kind of positions you can get, if you're feeling like you're not accessing the hidden job market the way that you need to be in this new economy, or if you're still confused about what is your purpose on this planet, what is the kind of work that actually lights you up, that makes you excited to get out of bed for in the morning, if any of those three things are still sticking points for you, don't start 2021 without a plan. My team has free career roadmap sessions this week. We still have a couple of them left before the end of the year. So if you're interested, make sure you grab one. The link for that is accelerate-your-ambitions.com/apply. And that's going to allow you to get onto a free call with one of my coaches. They're going to walk you through, okay, what's going on right now? What are your sticking points? What are the things that you're going to have to do to get unstuck? And what are your objectives for 2021? So if you're interested in that, make sure you go to the link, accelerate-your-ambitions.com/apply. And otherwise, wishing you an amazing, amazing new year.